Good afternoon. This is Guy Solis, Gentleman's Edge here in Denver, Colorado. Today, I'm doing a razor review on the Wald from Solingen, Germany. Bar number 8. This razor is for sale. $125 plus $5 shipping. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. This razor is in pristine condition. I just honed it last night. I've had it for a while, and I finally honed it up, and I decided I better show it to you guys. This segment is brought to you by Slick Devil Pomade, which I have in my hair right now. Today, I'm not going to use the Kiss My Face like I have been all week. I've been shaving probably 6-7 days in a row with a straight razor, and my face feels really good. But today, I'm going to go with the Razor Rock P120 or 160. I'm jonesing for that. So if you've never tried that before, it's like a maraschino cherry almond, really super nice scent. Of course, the performance is perfect. So let me lather up here with my 2-band silver tip badger brush, something like that. Boy, the news is going nuts today, huh? When you got a cop that is probably 250 pounds of solid muscle, who's probably trained much of his life to be a killing and fighting machine, walk over and grab a child and slam her on the ground and throw her across the room and all that stuff, and whatever else happened off camera, I don't know, then that's the sign of a sick society, because that's a sign of a police force that has so much gall that they would actually do that to somebody else's child. That is what I call disrespect. But isn't that what's happening in society? It's like children are just being so disrespected, you know? I mean, when you got a child, I remember a couple years ago, there was an article about a family that was busted. And what they were doing was they were cocaine addicts, and they had children, and they would tie their children with their chairs back to back, and they would inject them with cocaine. And can you imagine? I mean, that's like total disrespect. But when the children were questioned, they asked the question, said, "Why didn't you tell the authorities that this was happening?" You know what their reaction was, or what their response was? They said they thought all families were like that. If you don't have children, you probably won't understand this to the degree that people who have children understand it. Children need to be protected, and sometimes protected from themselves. You know, I was talking about this school teaching kids homosexuality, and someone said he thinks children should be taught everything, but never disclose his definition of everything. Let me check, see if my camera's still working. All right, it's still working. Hate to rant and not be on film. So, but children are being attacked from a lot of different ways. Broken marriages, cults. Planned Parenthood is a big one. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. This feels really nice. All right, my initial impressions of this is that this thing is very, very comfortable. Very comfortable to shave with. And that's what's good about these vintages too. They're, you know, especially when you compare them to those Chinese razors. When you got an 8-year-old boy who walks over and announces to his parents that he's gay, I hate that word gay, you know. I mean, the homosexuals have ruined the word, you know, gay. They ruined the word rainbows. Back in my time, rainbows didn't mean gay, that's for sure. But when you got an 8-year-old kid that says that to his parents, then we are failing as a society. Because there is no way in the world kids even think about that stuff unless they are introduced to it somehow. And you thought Planned Parenthood was just to go out there and kill living children in utero, huh? Well, they're not. They're coming after your live children, too. I don't know if this camera's too low on that stupid camera. Don't believe me? Think I'm just blowing smoke up everyone's keister? I got some proof that these places are here to over-sexualize your children. You see, atheists and devil worshippers don't see that because they're blinded to it. They don't see something that is very simple to me, for example. I won't talk about it for anyone else. I'm talking about for me. What I see is so obvious. I could get into music, I could break down music, I could tell you all sorts of stuff about music. And a devil worshiper and a Satan will defend it tooth and nail. They don't even know why, because they're perverted in a lot of ways. They don't see things. They're not supposed to see things. I'm going to stop. I guess you can go out and spend your money on a Dovo. What are they now? 168, 178? Or you can buy something from me that is unique. What kind of razor do you have? I have a Dovo. Oh, what color? Blue, green, white? I'm not slamming Dovos, but I'm just saying. Boy, the light in here stinks. All right, let's do my final pass. That just lathers right up. See, this brush is proper because the bristles are in the handle more, so that the bristles don't splay out so much. It's easier to control, so you don't get it all over your ears and everything else. Like a madman. But you know what? I started talking about that cop that grabbed that black chick. Oh, that's not prejudice. She was unruly. Shit. Probably would have done that to a white kid, but that's not my point. This is my point, is that this case is just going to disappear, just like every other case I've seen. I think probably the worst and most disrespectful thing I've ever seen a cop do, and it was videotaped, was there's a traffic jam on a highway, and an elderly black woman, she's like 70 years old, you know, I mean, she's a grandmother and a mother, I mean, come on. And the cop, you know, got out of his car and started screaming at her and saying all these different things to her, and she just couldn't handle it. She just got out and started walking. You know what that cop did? That cop jumped on top of her and started pounding on her like this. Both hands, just going boom, boom, boom. I mean, and cops aren't like they were in Mayberry RFD. We're not talking about, you know, we're not talking about Barney Fife. I mean, you know what I mean? You're talking about cops that they work out, they got big 21-inch arms, and this guy was on top of this old woman pounding on her face. What happened to that case? When you got a police force, and I watched CNN, and that cop, that one bald-headed cop, he needs to be punched right in the face. He was defending that cop who was throwing that little girl around. Defending that cop. That woman that was sitting next to him was freaking out. I wish she would just slap the piss out of him. What happens to those cops? What happens to those stories, man? You know? There was more coverage of that heathen girl who went to a new high school and decided that some banner way up by the ceiling in a gymnasium that she couldn't even read was so upsetting to her. Woo-wee, perfect. Was so upsetting to her that she raised enough hell about it that the ACLU defended her case, right? Or prosecuted her case or sued, whatever it was. I think it was suing. And there was more coverage on that than on any of the other cases I mentioned. There's a lot more like that where cases are just forgotten about. I mean, what are we trying to do? Create a nationwide Ferguson here? Because I'll tell you, when it comes down to it, the citizens versus the cops, we outnumber the cops. And you know what? Most people don't trust cops, okay? And it's not because we're doing anything wrong. It's because they have too much power and too little respect. Get this. Too little disrespect for the people they are supposed to serve. Bite me. Send my boy to school. If he's taught something perverted, especially if you don't ask my consent, so that I can make the choice on what my child is learning, then you know what? There will be hell to pay. Because that shit gets in kids' minds and they never forget it. There was a case where, I told you about the little boy who came out to his parents and said, I'm gay. What was you thinking about when you were 9 years old? Okay, I'll tell you what I was thinking about. Chocolate cake, frogs, and my brother, and my bike. That's all I cared about. Did I care about what they're teaching kids today? Ask me for a link and I'll show you something that Planned Parenthood is doing. And if you're not shocked, then you aren't human. So, I guess I probably shouldn't mix my rants with my reviews, but it's just the way it is. I can't hold it back, man. I know there's a lot of atheists out there, and you can think whatever you want, and you could mock me, or you can say whatever you want. But you know what? I can back up everything that I said, and I could, whatever, man. Anyway, this is the bar number 8, the Wald Solingen. This is a 6/8 round point, original scales. It's got the laminated tang. It's a beautiful razor. It has one little crack right around here where this rivet is. And if you're interested in seeing this razor better than what I can put on camera, drop me a line. I'll try to remember to put my email address down below so that you could contact me easily. And if I don't, and you're interested in the razor, then just contact me. Just make a comment. Hey, where's the email address, guy? So, anyway, what am I going to finish up with? I guess I'll finish up with. Hate making all this water noise, but only got 2 or 3 people watching anyway, so. And they seem understanding. Whatever. Today, I should have shaved with the other soap because my face is a little bit rough. But no talk back with the alum bar. And I'll set it right there. So that's cool. Okay, what the heck? I think today I got to go out and finish them leaves. Tomorrow's trash day. Go finish with the leaves. It's a pain in the ass. I'm gonna start hiring some kids to come over and do all that. So let's use the rose petal stayers. Okay. And today I'm going to use my Panade, my fancy little coffee grinder deal. Gotta watch out, this just has a regular bottle, doesn't have like a stopper in it, so gotta be careful with that. Very nice, no talk back. Alright, so this is Guy Solis, Gentleman's Edge, Denver, Colorado. And remember, every day is a good day for a shave. You guys pay attention out there, okay? There's a lot of things happening, and all this isn't a joke, man. You take care. All right, bye.